You heard that right. Capcom rigged the Monster Hunter popularity poll. Not with fake votes, not with bots, not by secretly moving random ballots into the Zinogre pile at 3 AM. I checked, my 72 alternate accounts were counted just fine. They did something far more sinister. They didn't rig the result, they rigged the players. And today's investigation will show you exactly how they did it, and more importantly, why. The crime scene. A little over 3 years ago, Capcom celebrated Monster Hunter 20th anniversary with a global popularity poll. Simple enough. Vote for your favorite monster, wait for the results, cry when your favorite doesn't even make the top 30, then move on with your life. And honestly, when the results came out, nothing seemed suspicious. Well, except this one. Like, what the fuck are we doing here, guys? But after staring at the rankings for a while, my Poirot sense started tingling. Wait, why do the same monster always win everything? Why do the same names keep appearing? Why does the community seem to unanimously agree on who deserves the top spot? Then it hit me. This was never a popularity contest. It was Capcom's training program results. And they've been training us for 20 years. The false lead. Now, to be fair, there's an easier answer here. Maybe this monster just deserves it. Maybe Zinogre, Nagakuga, I'll come back to you, Lagiacrus, Gormagala, Mizutsune, and the usual suspects keep dominating because they're simply better. Better designs, better fights, better music, better presence. Maybe the poll wasn't manipulated at all. Maybe, just maybe, Monster Hunter fans just have taste? Lamau. Unfortunately for you guys, that explanation falls apart the second you ask one very simple question. If this is really just about quality, why do so many beloved monsters barely get mentioned anymore, huh? Because here's the thing about popularity poll. It only works if every option has a fair shot in people's memory. You can only vote for a monster you still remember, Lamau. The conspiracy. Just imagine a presidential election where one of the candidates isn't even shown on your choices list. That's exactly what's happening here. Some monsters are practically immortal. They come back again and again and again, like cockroaches. New game, there they are. Expansion, there they are. Anniversary art, there they are. Spin-offs, merchandise, crossovers, trailers, social media posts, fan arts, discussions, nostalgia bait, there they are. Meanwhile, other monsters get introduced once, maybe twice if they're lucky, and then Capcom locks them in the basement for a decade. It's Sia and Beyonce all over again! Take Zamtrios, for example. In my humble opinion, a far better monster than Volcana, but rank way below that mean girls with super eyelashes. And if you ever attempt to tell me, "What? What are you talking about? Volcana is way cooler than this fat abomination!" First of all, you're wrong. Second, stop describing yourself in front of me. I already know what you look like in real life. Bars! But you know what? Okay. I won't say that Zamtrios is secretly the greatest monster Capcom ever designed. That's not the point. The point is, this thing had personality. It had a memorable gimmick, it had a distinct silhouette, it had presence, and yet, in the ground Monster Hunter memory machine, Zamtrios may as well have been put into witness protection. And it isn't alone. Kurupeko, Celta's Queen, Malfestio, entire species of cool, weird little freaks that never got the chance to stay relevant, because Capcom simply stopped putting them in front of people. And that's the part I can't get over, because if a monster disappears for 10 years, what exactly is the poll measuring when it loses? No wonder Volcana won. You keep shoving us to our faces every goddamn time. If a new generation of players never ever met Zamtrios, how exactly is Zamtrios supposed to win? Like, hello? The truth. And this is where the poll stops looking like a celebration and starts looking like a feedback loop. Capcom brings back the same monster over and over. Because sure, they're popular. But those same monsters are also popular because Capcom keeps bringing them back over and over again. The more a monster returns, the more chances it has to build nostalgia and fondness. The more clips people see, the more fan art it gets, the more new players encounter it, the more iconic it becomes, the more likely it is to win the next poll. And once it wins that poll, Capcom gets to point at the result and say, "See? The fans have spoken! They want Zinogre again!" No. Absolutely no! My brother in Zoshia. Stop with the ADHD doggo. The fans are literally speaking about freedom from a cage Capcom built for them. Don't believe me? Look at who came back during the last trailer expansion. Kushala freaking Daora. 3 games, 3 appearances, and look who is still top 50 after all the backlash. That's what I thought. The motive. So the obvious question is, why would Capcom want this? And the answer is depressingly simple. Convenience. The whole system is built around convenience. Simply put, a monster that's already popular is easier to sell, easier to put in trailers, easier to use as a flagship level reveal, easier to build hype around because the audience already knows how to react. And let's be honest, not every monster is equally easy to keep in rotation. Some probably fit better into modern rosters, modern environments, modern animation pipelines, modern skeleton reuse, modern encounter design, whatever internal production constraint Capcom is dealing with. I can't tell you the exact spreadsheet Capcom uses to decide which monsters gets to live and which ones get sent to the Shadow Realm Jimbo. And I certainly don't need this to notice a pattern. The monsters that are easiest, safest, and most profitable to keep around are also the monster most likely to dominate the popularity poll. That's it. The reveal. And that's when it finally clicked for me. Capcom didn't need to fake the poll. They didn't need to alter a single vote, nor did they need to lie about the result at all, because by the time the poll opened, the work was already done. The roster had already been optimized, the fan favorites had already been cultivated, the nostalgia had already been nourished. The poll wasn't deciding which monster mattered. It was measuring the success of Capcom's own propaganda. Wow. The same monster keep coming back because they are popular. And they stay popular because they keep coming back. Then, that's not a popularity contest. That's a self-fulfilling prophecy with a vote button attached to it. Like, what the fuck? So no, I don't think Monster Hunter popularity poll was rigged in the way people usually mean it. I think they did something much more effective than that. They spent years deciding which monster gets remembered, and then ask us which monster we remember the most. You voted for your favorite monsters, Capcom just made sure it was one of theirs. Anyway, don't choke on that truth too hard, and see you next week, bye! Hey, it's me again. Thanks again for 1,000 subs, like guys, this is crazy. It's been a week and I can hardly believe it. You won't believe it either because I have a new request to say a monster name really fast to get a bunch of subs. Is it becoming a new tradition? I don't know. We'll see. And I have to say it in the Japanese version at that? Wait, how do they even sound? Let me check this out. Huh? What the fuck? Say that again? What the fuck? Okay, I don't have time to think about this. It's too hot in my country right now, so I'll just say it. Let's fucking go. It looks like I'm choking in Japanese.